Welcome back to Ronnoco Ridge Outdoors. You know, in the beginning of this video series, when I started Ronnoco Ridge Outdoors, I talked about making a pallet wall out of free wood and how exactly I did that. So this is the beginning of that whole process. Now understand a couple things. First, I wanted to conclude this 3-car oversized garage basically for my twins' graduation party. So I knew I had plenty of time. The problem was, right before I started this project, I got COVID, and specifically Delta COVID. And that was the bad stuff, back when people were really dying. And I didn't do well with it. I ended up in the hospital for 45 days straight. I was on a ventilator for 2 weeks. I was unconscious for a long time and made my way through it. I had lost, at the time in the hospital, 56 pounds, and I did not have that to lose. I used to be kind of a bigger guy and muscular and in shape and jogging all the time, but it really took me down. Now, the reason I tell you that is I'm okay. I came back with most of my weight except for 10 pounds, and not exactly in the right places did I gain it. However, some of my videos, and some people made some comments, and that's okay. They say I'm always out of breath. I must be out of shape. COVID took a toll on my lungs, really bad. So as I start this video, you're going to hear me coughing, seeing myself struggling to breathe, because I was just getting out of rehab, physical rehab, and getting into off of a shower chair and off of a walker, literally learning how to walk again. So was not an easy time, but I knew this job had to be done, and I think one of the best things you can do if you have a life illness like that is to jump right back in and tackle it. So that's what I did. Just like my trout fishing videos, same thing, out of breath all the time, that's why. Still doing a lot of different treatments and seeing doctors to get my lungs back in shape. Talking now fine, pretty good, out of breath, but that's what that's about, so I thought I'd let you know that. In this case, we're going to do this video as quickly as possible for you, kind of condense it. I didn't really mean to put it on Facebook or filmed it for Facebook or nothing like that, or I don't even have Facebook, but for any kind of media, I just looked at doing it because I wanted to share the experience and have my kids look at the project that I did. And as I look around here, I'm pretty happy with it. So in different videos, you've seen the end result. As I do entrances or I do outros on different videos, you'll see different parts of the garage and it's already completed. Well, now you get to see it before it's completed and you get to see the process. So here we go. Enjoy yourself watching this project as we start from nothing to something. All right, today is August 7th, 2022, the official start of the building of the man cave with free pallets taken by permission throughout Yankton. And it's a lot of work. Kind of recovering from a little downturn, but pretty good when you get out here and start working. This is a stack of pallets. The bottom 4 or 5, maybe 6 are the originals. And I just got all of these this weekend from Buell's Cleaners by permission. And I break them all down. When you break off the supports, it looks like this. And then you're left with pieces like this. Then you have to get all the nails out. As you can see, it has nails. I do that all here. And the end result are all these planks over here, which will go up on the wall as we go. So as an example, here's a nice piece off a pallet. We measure it, of course, but it fit really nice. And we'll have just a bunch of these everywhere. And kind of excited. We'll see what happens here, but just a lot of work going on. Got a big stack. This stack will never die because I'm just going to keep on getting them. We'll see what happens. Tune in later. Well, others into day one. Part of the scraps there in the fire. More over here. White lightning, the truck drove it over. Looking at a sunset. Only 4 pallets left. Then I got to get some more. But first, I'm going to get insulation and start putting the boards up. Check you later. Well, here we go, September 4th, 2022. I showed you earlier a stack of pallets that I had going on here. I'm looking down at them now. I got them all broke down. I got them all separated by size and width. And so the stack was there, as you recall. I got them all stacked in the certain sizes. I have the sizes written on the pavement. Not too easy to see. That's 3.5 inches. There's 3 1/4, 3, 2 3/4, and these are all 5s, 5 1/4, and 5 1/2. So as I get the pallets, I got to break them all down, sew them down, and get them set. So I've taken those pallets, and this is what we got going here. Check that out. A couple of Harleys going by. And there is how it's coming. Check that out, huh? Got the Yesterday's Cafe sign up. I was working on that before the last video. Got it up. You can see the wood pallets, how that looks. Each one has to be measured to fit. Have to have some stripped wood in there, here and there, to make it work. Still going for it. It's looking good. I'm happy with it. A lot of memories after this cafe. Let's get back to work. Here we are, Labor Day 2022, September 5th, Monday, 3-day weekend. Since it's Labor Day weekend, I labored all weekend. I got the sign more than 3/4 done. Just have to go above the door a little bit. You can see what's happening there. Now I'm running really low on wood. So got this corner over there done. Insulated this corner. And I started at the bottom, really tough doing these 45s. I'm gonna have to use the same thickness of wood no matter what, all the time. It's just the way it's going to have to be. And the problem is, out of wood. Gotta go get more. On to phase 5. Good day. Today's September 10th, 2022. Not feeling too hot today, as in myself physically. It's nice outside. It's like in the 70s. Pretty good out there. You see Kayla and Daniel's vehicles. But back in here, making progress on the wall. I ran out of pallets, so I got, what was it, 16 pallets. I had to break them down. It took 4.5 hours to break down 16 pallets. And breaking them down, it looks like this. All full of nails. This stack was probably 2.5 times that. It was stacked up pretty high. Then I bring it over here and I get the nails out here. When the nails are out, I throw them here, and then I got to measure them to width, and then I have to go over here and stack them according to 2.5 inches all the way up to 5.5 inches. And when I have enough of a row to be able to do a whole strip across the top, for instance, which is what I have to do now, then I can go ahead and start a whole row. But I got to break down all these and finish this first. September 17th, 2022, back in the garage with a little break in between. I do some other odd jobs around here and mowing, spraying weeds, whatnot. So here we go. This is what's left of all those pallets that I had, the 17 pallets. So we're going to try to take some of these bigger boards over here and start on a different wall. So, we got this one done, all trimmed out. So now we start on the pop machine wall, which would be this wall here. And I don't have enough to finish it, but we're going to start on it and see how it's going, because this is all that's left. And I have to go get more. It's October 2nd, 2022. Here's my new stack of pallets, which take about 8 hours to deframe and denail, if those are right words. Here is what's left of the old stack that I did. So all that you just saw will come down to this, or so. And you'll notice that I put these swifty, nifty little numbers on there, so I know exactly what size boards they are. Notice all the different sizes. And there's the scrap, which isn't throwawayable yet because we can use a lot of that. And here, of course, is the original wall that you've seen. But what I'm moving into position to show you is the new wall that I'm working on since you last seen it. I have that far to go, and that'll take all day, believe it or not. It's painstaking, but there you go. All right, October 3rd, I believe. The first video, or the last video I showed you, the first video of the day, was going to finish this wall. Got a lot of sawdust in me. And there it is, all finished. Check that out. So I haven't placed my signs yet because, like on this wall, the neons and whatnot, because I'm just going to wait till I'm all done so I see what kind of room I have. But there you go. I still have all this to do. That's more pallets, more wood, ladders. I moved it all over so there was a place to park here. I started on some of this corner wood, doing 45 cuts on everything, and that's all insulated. And on this side, it's all done and goes up. So there you have it. It's destruction day. And what's that you're looking at? Well, it's 4 stringers from a pallet, because today's the day we have to break down this whole stack, quite a number of them. And since our last progress, we should say that we've got this wall done, and of course our original wall, yesterday's cafe wall. But I've got the corner built out over there, as you can see. And we have this corner built up with what I call the pillar here in the middle. And then it goes to the ceiling. I have to do this top yet, it's insulated. But you get the idea. Let's get to work. October 11th, 2022. Again, a project that I'm just simply taking my time. Whenever I have time, whenever I feel like it, I kind of go for it. The last video you saw an entire room, which are now gone. So let's take a look where they went. Right here. This is where it happens. So you can see here I got these all lined up from 2 1/4 inches all the way up to 4. And 4 1/4 up here, which I'm shy on. 4 1/2, which I have none on. Up to 5 3/4. So that whole stack amounted to this. That's how much work it takes. But, as you know, it comes down to this. So we're getting there. We're still at it. And keep on keeping on. But it's looking pretty good. October 16th, 2022, and Angie and I picked this up at an auction. Had to fight for it a little bit in the auction, but we got it. It's over 4 foot long, about 3 foot tall. Gonna put it in the ceiling, hanging from the middle of the ceiling behind me here. So you know what we've done. And I just finished this. Previously we had done the column here. We call it the column. But now, finish the garage door. The board above the garage, pardon me, a lot of sawdust. The board above the garage I'm going to stain so it doesn't stand out. But there we go. Coming right along. Looking good. Looking good. So here we go, November 6, 2022. Last video we showed you this door done. What you haven't seen yet is the new fishing pole holders. It took up a lot of room. I just didn't know where to put them. I did some research, found this pretty slick. It stays right on the doors. It raises up. Everything's solid. No bolts, manufactured just for that. And we got one on the other side, but before I show you that, remember, this is the last door we had done. Now, I don't know who we is, a mouse in my pocket, but now we have this door done and another fishing rod holder over here with 6 or 8 rods. I don't know, I got a couple doubles in there, but that's pretty cool. Now we're gonna move over to this side, and everything in this corner on this wall, this is the north wall, is gonna be moved to the other side. So what's left over here will be moved over while I'm standing in the single car garage. And then I have enough insulation to go 8 foot tall all the way across. And then we'll start with the wood. And as for that, I had so much stacked up. I had, it'd be 52 pallets, and I chopped her down to, I think 36 is what I have now left. But this is the wood. And all the increments of the different sizes, and we're sitting pretty fat at the moment, ready to get going. So we're going to get this started. I got some of the insulation there, but it's going to go all the way across from the bottom to the top, 8 foot with those 3 rolls you see there, and then start at the wood at the bottom and work up. So now I have to move all this out of the way. Another step in the progress, rocking and rolling. Still November 6th, and this is how I completed the day. I've got this whole wall opened up, clear back to the corner. That was a horrible little worrisome thing, was that corner, because it had a lot in there. But a lot of my lights from the old store still worked, and the whole wall's ready. Now, see the green line right above that electrical outlet right there in the middle? We go up to the next green line. All of this insulation is going to go, these 3 bags will go up to that green line all the way across. So that's my next step, is to put insulation up. 8 foot is what it is, all the way up. But that's what I did today. I finished that, finished all this wood. And of course we have the poles up on the wall. And I moved everything behind me. Over and out. November 12th. Again, not a project I'm doing every day or working around the clock. Just when I get time, when I feel like it, which is pretty much any time I have. Well, I finished another wall. This is with insulation. That's the big wall. This will take forever for me to get done. But this wood has to go up here. I'm going to do, I believe, around the doors first, and the window. I should say the door and the windows first. Just to see how that goes, and then work around it. I think that'd be the best thing. So next I'll check in when there's some more wood up here. I'd like to get down to below these windows, get these framed in the door, and get wood to the bottom of the windows this weekend, which today's Saturday. It's 4:25. I just finished insulating all this. And We'll see what happens next. So far, no major injuries, and they're doing well. Kind of anxious to work around these doors and windows, but here we go. Well, it's turned cold out now, a little bit. But, yeah, I was anxious about the windows and doors. Let's take a look at them. So, not a huge deal. And I'm working with very imperfect wood. But I got the frames around the windows. And I did these on the inside, as you can see. Got these up here as a little strip wood so everything comes in solid and I can nail up against it. And I did this one over here. Just use different colors and variations of wood with 45 cuts on it. Not too bad. Looks good. And around the door, again, different woods. I put two little pieces down at the bottom on each side of the door, and then all the way up. I did this full corner, I believe, since the last time I checked in. And I've got 5 rows on the bottom so far. 5 rows. So I got a lot of wood yet. We'll go outside and take a look at what we got here. So here's the pile as of today. The previous video and this one are on the same day. You can see I got a lot to cut through there. And I just got some more yesterday for my sources. The sources are drying up. They're going cheap now. I'm getting rid of all this real second class B grade wood and going with particle board, which obviously they won't last long because they're outside in the elements, but it's cheaper. So everything's cheaper now because of the recession and Biden, and well, we won't go there. So a lot of work to do yet. Still up and at it. The work continues. So my last 2 videos, in this one it's November 20th on a Sunday. I had to move everything away from this wall, obviously, to work on it. And have some of it over there, but I put most of it over here. Looks horrible, I know. But we got all the storage shelves and toolboxes and everything in mind what we need. We looked at them the other day. And this will all pretty much end up back over here until we can get things cleaned up when we're all done. It's an encouraging thought to think there's a possible end to this, but it's taken quite a while, but I just do it in my spare time. So here's this wall today we're going to attack. I like to get her up to the bottom of the windows. I don't know if I have enough 3.5-inch wood is the problem, which is this stack over here. Not much left in there. That's 3 1/4, but I have to have it match in the corners. Whatever this is here, I have to have it carry on. And I have enough pallets to do it. I just got to break them down. 10 or 12 pallets can take 6 to 8 hours, believe it or not. It takes a long time. You have to take them apart, you have to saw them, you have to equal cut the ends off of it so they go butt up pretty good, like some of these are, side to side against each other. And then have to measure them, and then I got to pull the nails out. So there's just a lot of work to do. Then I do that wall next, or I might do this short white one, because I have this wood on this side going down this way. And if I have this going down this way, and then the back wall, I can have wood going obviously this way, and it'd be like a closed up seal on it. So that's what I'm looking at. We'll see if it works that way. So back to the wall, back to work. Here we go. Here I am the same day, and I got it up to the windows. Not too bad. November 25th, the day after Thanksgiving. Last video showed you that we got the bottom of the wall up to the windows at the bottom. Today's destruction day, because we're getting a little low. 3-inch, we have a ton, but I need a lot of 3.5s. I got nothing. And 3.25, that looks like a lot, but it's not. That's actually mixed. 3-inch and 3.25. So about half of that's usable. I can't go to the big panels yet till I get above the windows. So this is before destruction. This is 18 pallets. May not look like it, but they're stacked wide. 18 pallets. That'll be a record for me. We'll see how long it takes. They'll be busted down here. Then I'll show you back when we got all the pallets busted down and we have just nails in the boards to get out. So we'll show you what that looks like here in a little bit. Went a little speedier today than it had in the past. Just different types of pallets. 2 of them were killers out of the 18. So this is the wood left over from the pallets that I still got to get all the nails out of. Down here are what I call the stringers. The side rails and or the middle rails that keep the pallets together. And that whole stack over there. All those have to be burned. So that's what's left for trash. And then I have to get the nails out of all these. So it took 5.5 hours to break down what was 18. But I carried on and went and got 5 more and tore them down. So you're looking at 23 altogether. You'll see I already got those cleared out. Plus I brought in 5 more to do. So now I have to get all those cleaned up, nails out, measured, and then put into these stacks. Let's get on it. There it is on November 26th. That's the equivalent of 30 pallets. I did 28 yesterday, which is unheard of, and 12 more today. Since I had it all set up for tear down, I went ahead and did it. Now, that may or may not look like a lot to you, but again, there's a lot to do over here yet. All that probably might cover this wall, but then of course I have this one, and of course I have this one. So everything's shoved to walls so I can work on the wall I'm currently working on, but there it is. The equivalent of 30 pallets in 2 days, probably about 20 hours of work on my time off, but it's all for the cause. Open for construction December 10th, 2022. Made some progress. Got it above the windows. Actually 4 levels above the windows. They were a rough 4. They were all unlevel, not straight. So this is how much I have left. Daniel counted the other day. I got 10 more rows to do to finish this wall. So I get started pretty late in the morning on the weekend, unfortunately, because I don't want to wake anyone up with my music, because after I shut this video off, it's really loud. I got it set for about, if you can even tell, I got it set for about 71 degrees on the little heater up there. So here we go. Then after that, we're going to move over to this wall where I have everything shoved over there now so I can work on the north wall. This will be the next one. And then I'll finish with the west wall. It's just shorty. It's going to be fun to get to that point. And then clean everything and put everything back. So the other day I showed all the wood that I had from breaking down 23 or 28 pallets, whatever it was. That's all I got left. It may look like a lot to you, but that big row over here on the left is pretty much useless. It's 3 inches or less. Most of these are 3.25 and up, but I use that for trim or fill spots. So this is my 3.25, which there's not a lot there. It looks like it, but there isn't, because some's 3.25, some's 3 3/8. This is my 3.5 section. Not much there. And then we're to 4, 3 3/4 and 4. And then it goes from 4 1/4 up to 5 1/2. So I might have to end up stripping some of these boards with what I call the stripper, and minimize the width of the boards to be able to make them fit. So let's get on it. Quit talking. Let's go. Well, I'm back. It's January 21st, 4:50 p.m. Yep, haven't made a video in a while for a good reason. I was working on unloading pallets and I ripped my bicep from my left elbow, requiring surgery. So I had to take a break. And I got, as you can see up here, 4 boards from being done at the top. 4 boards. I still have some walls to do, the smaller ones, which I was going to call the fun walls because they're shorter and that would be the end of the project. So looking back over to that side, we have this wall done. A lot of things to be put away and put back where they belong after I get this done. As you can see, 4 boards from the top from being done. Look how pretty that is. And then I have this wall, which is a shorty. That'll be fun. And then this wall, which isn't long really at all. And once I get this insulated, which won't take me an hour, I'll be done with insulation. Then I'll have those 2 walls. And then this is the hard part, is these 4 rows. Doesn't look like a lot, but it takes a long time to do it. I can't use both hands holding the camera because my right arm doesn't work exactly perfectly yet. So we had change of plans. I think December 11th, I believe, on that Sunday, I ripped that out of my arm, the 11th or 12th. Surgery on December 14th. So change of plans. I want to be able to say I did this myself. And I'm bound and determined to. That's all there is to it. I'll get it done. And I will do it myself. So my plan is I bought what I call the hooligan tool. Now, back when I was on the SWAT team, we used a tool to break in the doors when we did search warrants called a hooligan tool. Big pry bar looking thing. So I'm going to try, since this is the only wood I have left that's finished, to take pallets and use the hooligan tool and see if I can get them off myself using mainly my left arm. Because the other way, it's a lot of pounding with the right arm. So Daniel helped me bring in these pallets we picked up today from a couple of businesses in Yankton who gave them to me. And they got snow, so we're going to start the heater up here in the corner, right in the center of your picture, right there. And we are going to get this melted down, get them dried out. Maybe tomorrow I'll try a few hooligan tool measures on here, see if we can get her done. And then I've done 276 pallets so far. There's 26 more outside. And then these, which are 16 more. So I have 42 that need to be broke down. So I'm going to turn this heater on up here. You can see it's 42 degrees. I actually, 43 now. I actually started it was 37, but I shut it down just for the video so you could hear a little bit better. So we'll get the snow melted, get all this moisture off. The 26 that are outside, they're just a mess. We got about 15 inches of snow on the ground or so. And this is what they look like. Like I said, a mess. And those would all have to be brought in one at a time and melted down, dried off, and get them going. But that's where we're at today. So with that, one last look at the big wall. Got a ways to go, but I will not give up, and I will get this done myself. Over and out. All right, so the video I took yesterday, things have changed a little bit. So I researched because of my arm injury. Looks good, huh? That's my ripped off bicep from my elbow, reattached through the hole in the bone and pulled through the hole and anchored on the back of the bone. Shouldn't shut me down too long. They told me it'd be March 1st. That was in my head. I was going to give up. So I kept researching and looking, thinking, man, I've done so good so far. I just don't want to quit working. So, turn around here, I found this. Looked online, and this is what I call the hooligan tool. Angie loves it when I call it the hooligan tool. So far, here in probably an hour and a half, I've killed those 4 pallets. That's all crap wood I cannot use, so I'm not busting them up. Work smarter, not harder. And I have got all of this wood to process that I've done so far. Got those all off those 4 pallets. And now I'm gonna set this up some way. Actually, I'm gonna just do it. I'll start a new video, and I think I can just do it with my left hand. I've been doing it just with my left hand, and I'm doing nothing with my right. Right now I'm holding the camera, and I can do that. It's not over a weight restriction or nothing. So I'm gonna start another video, and I'll show you how I can do this with one hand now. All right, so it's January 22nd, I think, Sunday. I'm gonna take this with just my left hand and place this right there. And with one hand, I'm gonna pop these off and try to film at the same time here. Look at that. One hand. Who needs a right arm? Okay, now these boards are all together. There's no spaces. So I just take my left hand, tear it off, throw it on the stack. Sorry if I make you dizzy. Do it one more time here on the next video here. All right, here's the next one. Just take it and pop it. Probably couldn't see because I moved. I have to concentrate on, I'm holding the camera with my bad arm, so sorry. Look at that, will ya? Pretty doggone happy at the moment. Okay. Reach down with the good arm. Look at that, dude. Daddy can do it. Put it in. Pop it up. Put it in. Pop it up. Put it in. Pop it up. Tear it off. February 6th, as you saw in one of the previous videos, I've learned how to use my left hand only to break down pallets. So I'm going to turn this around so you can see it. This is the stack. I've already got all broken down. I just came in from outside, so I'm coughing a little bit. I cleaned up these stacks, rearranged them, measured them, make sure I had the right ones before I start again. That's the trash from the last ones. That stack and those against the wall. And it's time to tear these all apart. I should say take all the nails out of them. That's the next step. I'm going to do it right here on my operation table. I'm going to use that towel to cushion my right arms from getting beat up too bad. Clamp the boards down with those clamps and go for it. Let's do it. February 26th, and I've got the north wall completed. with my bad arm, one arm, but hey, did it. I can still run the air gun with one hand. I've got everything from the south wall and the rest of the garage over here in this corner. That's the way it looks, the way it does. Still got the west wall to do. And I got a couple of insulation sheets up there. Some bats up in the corner, and I have this wall to do. And that's it. Just this one. In the south, we call it the short wall. And that wall. I've started here at the bottom. Got 2 rows done. We're moving on. Let's get her done. Sometimes things aren't always what they appear. March 5th, 2023. The short south wall is done. So this is on the same side as the yesterday's cafe wall, all the way up to the top. Big, big wall. As you can see, I cut in the power circuit breaker board over there. So I still have this short wall to do. It's gonna be nice to do this last wall. I got the insulation bought, get her done, dust everything off because it's a mess in here with the dust. And then put it all together. And that's going to be a great day. There you have it. Saturday, March 25th. The walls are done. Now comes the task of putting everything away. All that wood there is going to a special location, which will be used up. Nothing went to waste. Someone took all the scrap wood I had from day one. The same guy, it was nice. He just came and picked it up every time I needed him to. And this we have to get all put away. We have 2, well, I'll just finish the walls here. This is going to be the west wall with my dad's old workbench. This was the white wall, I called it, which now it isn't. And we have 2 52-inch wide workbenches. One will go on each side. So that's the next job. Keep on keeping on. April 23rd, Sunday, 2023. I'm going to consider the project done. This Mercury outboard sign at the bottom left needs to go up on the ceiling. It's going to hang. But give you the roundabout look. I'm considering everything done. 326 pallets and a lot of work. Now, yeah, I started back in like August, beginning of September of 2022, but in that time, had a lot of learning on how to tear these pallets apart, including 2 months off for a ripped bicep, which I had to have an operation on and not work for 2 months on this wall. And fortunately, started work on it again and have it all finished. So as we span down the wall here, a lot of things from the Ronnoco farm back in Ohio as a kid growing up. The back main wall, some posters from the old store from the walleye tournaments. The fishing wall, Blues Brothers at the top right. Did 27 shows with Greg Fell in Arizona and ending up in Vegas, which was awesome. Some pictures of different fish. Our Johnson Seahorse motor. And working our way out to the other side of the wall with the old late 60s, early 70s Pepsi machine. And some nice fish that Ange and I caught over the years. Just real grateful everything's finished and looking good. Very appreciative and happy it's over, but a lot of good work gone towards a project that'll last a lifetime.